Okay. Okay. I'm expecting not too many people to be here, but let's do this anyways. Alright, one second, let me just get everything open so I can see everything properly. Oh, I don't want that to be the thumbnail of the stream, but oh well. Okay. Where is the YouTube page? There we go. Let's get moved over to here so I don't hit it. Okay, I'm a little quiet, but I'm sorry. um, I'm still in the process of trying to figure out what are the best mic settings. I think I'm gonna spend tomorrow doing that. Just because I feel like it's important to have proper mic settings if you want people to watch you. One second, I'm just trying to find something on my phone. I also need to tweet out that we're streaming. Alright. Where's my Twitter? There's my Twitter. There's a link to the stream. Alright. So, how's everybody doing? Oh, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, I fucking hate this feeling. Nose, don't do this to me. Okay. I think it should be fine now. What the fuck is... Okay. Okay. So, time to start the review. Alright. So I want to start this off by saying I have yet to look at most of these cards. I've read some of the Demon Hunter ones, not all of them. I've read some of the Hunter and some of the Druid ones. That's it. I have not seen all of them, or I have not read all of them. So some of my opinions might change throughout, depending on what other cards come out, or what other cards are there. And also be aware that probably around half my predictions are going to be wrong. Just saying. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. Yeah, so let's start it up. Oh yeah, and before we get into it, this is either going to be one very long video or multiple short videos, depending how I choose to do this. So you better have a fucking drink. You guys are going to go fucking insane if you don't. And yeah, this is live, so anybody who is watching this on YouTube after it comes out, make sure to like subscribe and follow me on Twitter. This way you'll know when I will go live. You know, that stereotypical plugging streamer thing that people do for real streamers, unlike me, that actually stream more than once a week. Actually, this is the second time I'm going live in like 2 days. During Christmas break, so 4 weeks from now. Actually, no, it's like 2 weeks from now. I'm going to try to stream more often. Basically, I'll probably stream at night every single day before I have exams. Sorry, you don't know, it's my phone. For anybody who plays Clash of Clans, you guys will know that song. Yeah, my friends have got me back into playing this. It's a terrible fucking idea. Not really. It's actually a lot of fun. I enjoy playing Clash. But, anyways, you guys did not come here to hear me talk about Clash of Clans, but I could do that if you guys want to see that as a video. So yeah, let's just jump right into the review then, alright guys? Yeah, let's do that. Well, I know I said it already, but please make sure you have a drink. This is going to be a long-ass video. My camera's probably loud as shit in the mic there. Alright, so first card, Fellscream Blast. 1 mana Demon Hunter spell, lifesteal, deal 1 damage to a minion and its neighbor. That card just seems terrible. If I'm being 100% honest, it's one of those filler comments. I don't think it's necessary to see play. No, it's what am I saying? This definitely won't see play. You just have much better cards. You might as well just be playing Immolating Aura, which deals 2 damage. Sure, it doesn't gain you 2 health. But I mean, it just kills the minions instead, right? More likely, since you're doing 2 damage to them. So yeah, I don't think this is gonna see play. At least in Wild, this review is for Wild, seeing that I don't play Standard or Arena. I have no idea how any of these cards are going to affect those formats. Just prefacing that, so if you come here and you're a Standard player and you expect my opinion on it for Standard, it won't. I'm going to also base it off the current meta, so Demon Hunter is not very popular. I played 15 games yesterday, didn't see a single Demon Hunter. Before that, I think the last Demon Hunter I saw was maybe 2 weeks ago. So Demon Hunter is not very well represented at the moment. So I'm basically looking both for odd cards since that's the only Demon Hunter deck that's currently playable. So throwing Glaives deals 2 damage to a minion if it dies at a temporary copy of this to your hand. So it's a 1 mana deal 2 to a minion. Like, I could see this replacing I-Beam, weirdly enough. I-Beam does have like the Outcast bonus, but this has the bonus of the fact that it can deal more damage, right? I-Beam would often run into problems with things that have like 4 health, right? Or multiple minions that have 2. This could theoretically hit all those things that have 2. As long as it's... Oh no, it has to kill it. So it can actually deal 4 to something. It's gonna be good. I think in the current meta, seeing that one of the most popular decks right now is Odd Paladin, this can theoretically wipe their board for 7 mana, but even then, though, you think you'd just rather play Immolating Aura. I don't know. This card seems okay. I think this card's going to see testing, basically, is what I'm saying. Alright. Redeemed Periot? Periot? I don't fucking know. 2 mana for 2/3 after you play an Outcast card game, +1/+1. That's just not going to see play. I don't think there are any good enough Outlast cards that would see play in... Well, I mean, first of all, it's an even cost card. But just overall, I don't think there's enough good Outcast cards in the game right now. Like, there's only 2 real good ones in Skull of Gul'dan and I-Beam. I guess Sigil Runner and the other one, the one that draws 2, Sigil of Sight. But I don't think that's going to be good enough to play this. For 2 mana, there's just better you can play. The 3/2 that tells you what you're going to draw next is like just far superior, in my opinion, in any type of deck, even in an aggro deck. So I don't think this is going to see play. Acrobatics, draw 2. If you play both this turn, draw 2 more. So it's either 3 mana, draw 2, which is okay, right? That's Arcane Intellect. Or it's 6 mana, draw 6. That's also pretty good. But the thing is, if you're going for... Actually, you could play this one in odd, right? If Demon Hunter had Arcane Intellect, and it was playable in odd, would it see play? Possibly. Like, this, I think, could possibly see play in odd, right? Because you can't be playing the big draw card, which would be... Hand of Gul'dan. Sorry for blanked on the name. But I could see this seeing play. Yeah, I actually think this card's actually pretty solid. It's like, even if it's just 3 mana draw 2 in an aggro deck, that's like super good in the late game. Right? And if it's 3 mana draw 2 in the late game, and then you draw the other one, so that's 6 mana draw 5, right? Because you're playing one of the other cards. That's still really fucking good in an aggro deck. That could be good enough to like bring them back into the game or find the last bit of burst they need. So I like this. I would probably say that this is going to be tested, but not necessarily run. But this is definitely one of those cards being tested for odd Demon Hunter. Alright. Dreadlord's Bite. 3 mana, 3/2 weapon. Outcast, deal 1 damage to all enemies. So it's fucking Blood Razor, just without the Death Rattle, and instead has +1 attack for 1 less mana. I could see this seeing play. Like, this is like actually... Oh... So it's Death Spite, basically. It's Death Spite that has 1 less attack. But the Whirlwind hits your opponent's face and not your minions. That's actually really fucking good. I like that a lot. Because it hits their face, which is the cool part. Right? It only hits enemies, so that means it's their hero and their minions. That's super fucking good. I like that a lot. That I think is gonna see play. Is it? Do you need another weapon in that deck? I don't remember if Odd Demon Hunter plays the 2/2 lifesteal weapon for 3. If they do, I think this is gonna take its spot because this is just straight up more damage, and you don't really need the lifesteal, I think. Also, this is gonna help your matchup against like Druid theoretically and Paladin, so I think this card is gonna help bring Demon Hunter back into probably 2/2. Probably 2/2. Alright. Fellsteel Executioner, 3 mana for 4/3. Corrupt, become a weapon. Corrupt is when you play something higher than it. That's the new mechanic for the set. And this card honestly seems kind of garbage. I mean, yes, it's better. Well, I mean, for Odd, this is like okay. I feel like there's just better things to play on 3 overall. And I think this card just might be too slow. Because yes, it's really good if it does become corrupted, because then it's harder to remove, but every deck is already currently technically weapon removal. So, because Rogue and Warrior are really popular, and Paladin, they all play weapons, right? And even decks like Secret Mage play Aluneth and shit like that. So, weapon removal is very popular in the current format. So this becoming a 4/3 weapon, if your opponent plays Gluttonous Ooze, that's 4 health for them. So I don't think this card is in the C play. I think it's just way too situational and not good enough. Alright, next. Insatiable Fellhound. 3 mana for a 2/5 taunt, corrupt, gain +1/+1 and lifesteal. This is also not great in Odd. This is like obviously for a slower deck. And I don't think in Wild, if you're going to go to a slower deck, you're going to pick Demon Hunter, in my opinion. Warriors right now are just way too strong. They have really good anti-aggro tools and anti-control tools. So I don't think if you're going for a slower deck, you're going to want to pick Demon Hunter. So that's why I don't think this is going to see play. And I think it's just too slow to fit into aggro Demon Hunter. Or Odd Demon Hunter. Alright, so next card. Line Hopper. 3 mana for a 3/4. Your outcast cards cost 1 less. This card I like. So you always have to be careful with 3 mana 3/4s. They've always been, that's like super overstated, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So I think that this card has definitely a huge possibility of seeing play. Yeah, because that effect is also relatively positive. It makes your I-beams cost 0 if it's your top deck or it's the leftmost card of your hand. And, I mean, you might even start taking in other corrupt or outcast cards just because they can get discounts, right? Imagine a Sigil Runner with 0 mana instead of 1. Like, 0 mana for a 1/1 draw card, that's fucking broken. So, I like this card. It's a C testing, might not see play, might see play as a 1-of. But I think this is definitely a C play testing, and it might also like make people want to try a slower Demon Hunter deck. Kind of like the Soul Demon Hunter deck that's in Standard. I heard that deck was really, really powerful. I just don't know how good that can do in Wild. Alright, next. Relentless Pursuit is a 3 mana spell. Give your hero +4 attack and immune this turn. And this card I think is actually terrible. I feel like this card just does nothing. You gain 4 attack for 1 turn. I just don't know if that's good enough. Sure, you have an immune, but Blur is not seeing play. So I just don't think this card is good enough. This card's not going to see play. Stilt Stepper, 3 mana 4/1, draw a card. If you play it this turn, give your hero +4 attack. I also don't think this card is good enough to see play. Like, okay, so it starts off at 7 mana, right? And in Odd Demon Hunter right now, the curve is really fucking low. So there's like probably like 5 cards in your deck that cost more than 5. Right? Because it's going to be 5 or 7 that you can play. Because you don't have 4 and 6 cost minions. So I don't think this is going to see play whatsoever. I think this card's terrible. For 4 attack, I think it's like too many hoops to jump through. Il'gynoth. Bitch N'Zoth, basically. Lifesteal, your lifesteal damages the enemy hero instead of healing you. So basically, it's a 4/6. That's interesting, but I don't know if it's good enough to carry. Okay, if this had a demon tag, it would help this card so fucking much. The fact that it doesn't have the demon tag, I think, makes this card unplayable. Sure, Eye Beam now becomes deal 3 damage to a minion, 3 damage to your opponent's face for 1. But I don't know if that's good enough. I think this card's terrible. Yeah, this card's pretty bad. But, I mean, there could be a cool combo between Stilt Stepper and this, right? If you do have the 2/2 weapon that gains you 2, or the 2/2 with lifesteal, you go this, into this, then you could punch your opponent in the face for 12, which would be really fucking good, but I think that's, again, too many hoops to jump through. Don't think it's good enough, overall. Alright, next. Now, Renowned Performer. 4 mana for a 3/3 rush. Death Rattle, summon 2 1/1 assassins with taunt. Yeah, 2 1/1 assassins with taunt. Okay. Oh, it says assistance. I fucking can't read. It's like, wait, why the fuck does that say assistant? I'm retarded. My bad. Yeah, no, this card's awful too. I feel like they're trying to push a slower Demon Hunter, and I just don't think it works. I think the class is just designed to be aggro, especially in Wild where your hero power is 1 mana deal 2. Like, any class that has that just automatically goes towards aggro. Alright, next. Zai the Incredible. 5 mana for 5/3. Battlecry, choose the left. Copy the left and rightmost card in your hand. So this is, again, this sends me towards a more value-oriented, slower Demon Hunter. And I just feel like the power of Odd is just too high. Like, why would you want to do this when you can just kill your opponent on turn 5, right? Yeah, I don't see this being able to see play. Look, I'm tired. Ugh. I need to stop yawning while recording. It happens to me every fucking time. Alright, next. Bladed Lady. 6 mana, 6/6, rush. Costs 1 if your hero has 6 or more attack. The soul card does give you +5 attack. So for 7 mana, you can summon a 5/5, a 3/3, and have 6 attack. That's really fucking good. Sadly, it's not an odd cost card, but if there is a slower deck, I could see this seeing play in it. This just seems really good, and it has that demon tag, which is really important. Expendable Performers, 7 mana, summon 7 1/1 Illidari with Rush. If they die this turn, summon 7 more. That's not bad. It's really fucking slow, don't get me wrong. But does this just mean you have to have none on the field? Because I'm just worried. Like, I was thinking, like, you can combo that with the wannabe Soul Juggler that Demon Hunter has, the 3 mana 3/1 Naga. But if you can't play the Naga first, then you have to throw 1 Illidari away. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I don't know. I feel like this card is pretty weak. It's just so much mana. Yes, there's possibility of having huge swing turns with it, but it's so much mana that I just don't like that concept of it being that much mana. Yeah, that's a little crazy to me. Alright, now onto Druid card. I need to blow my nose, so 1 second. Oh, whoops. Alright. So, first Druid card. Guess the weight. Draw a card. Guess if your next card costs more or less to draw it. Bro, that's 2 mana draw 2. That is 2 mana draw 2. If you win that 50 mana, that card is fucking insane. You gotta see what those look like? Oh, that's cool. This card... I think this card is in C play. I think this card is in the C play. I wonder if there's also a same cost. Right, because what happens if the card costs the same? Can you just never draw it? Or does it force it to be higher or lower? But man, this card is fucking... I fucking love this card. I think this is going to see play. 100%. Not in Aggro Druid, but in Malagos Druid. I think you could possibly replace... What would it replace in that deck? Or in that class deck? I don't know, but I feel like you're going to try to find room for Guess the Weight. I think it's just that powerful. Alright, next. Lunar Eclipse. Ooh, I was excited for this card. 2 mana, deal 3 to a minion. Your next spell costs 3 less. Or costs 2 less. I think this card is really fucking good. But it has to do it to a minion. If this card was deal 2 damage, but you can deal it to anything, it would possibly be the best card of the set. Seeing that it's deal 3, it's still really fucking good. I can see this being able to, like, you can combo this, right, with Ultimate Infestation, which is one of the biggest things. You can do this, hit something for 3, and then Ultimate Infestation it to kill a giant. That is super fucking good. But I see it also as being able to cast the next card, which is Solar Eclipse, which is 2 mana, your next spell this turn casts twice. This can argue to be the best card of the set. This card single-handedly says you no longer necessarily need to play Vargoth in Malagos Druid right now. Because you can go, where you go Aviana, Coin, Kun, you have 10 mana. Then you go Malagos, Saboteur, Malagos. Now you have 15 damage for 3 mana, like plus 15 spell damage. And then you can go Solar Eclipse, Moonfire, Swipe, Living Roots. Basically anything that's not Starfall or Ultimate Infestation, and kill the opponent. Like, this card single-handedly cuts down on the amount of cards you need to win the game with that deck. So I think this card is going to see play. Also, you play this with Branching Pass, you play this with draw 1, gain 1 armor for each card you have in hand. It's fucking broken. Like, honestly, this card is actually fucking nuts. This is one of those cards that I want to hit 2 golden ones of in the packs that I open. Getting back to this is like his fucking disappointing stepbrother. Or this disappointing brother. It's still really solid. It's a very good anti-aggro tool. But I don't think it's going to see nearly as much play as this one. I think Solar Eclipse is just way too fucking powerful. And then this one it's good. I can see it possibly playing in, like, I don't know anything about Standard, but if there's like a mid-range deck in Standard, like, this combos with, like, basically it's free. If you're playing another spell next, it's free. Right, so just think of it 0 mana, deal 3 to a minion. That's pretty fucking solid. Alright, next. Faire Aborist, yeah. 3 mana, 2/2, choose 1, draw a card, or summon a 2/2 Treant, corrupt, do both. That's pretty spicy. I could see the same play in... If there was a token druid, like the old token druid, I can see the same play, because that deck did have a lot of 4-drops, and the cards that were slightly more expensive than that. So, and you want to be summoning Treants, so I can see this card seeing play for that reason, because it also draws you a card, which is pretty value. I don't think, though, it's going to see play in, like, any deck in Wild, though. I think this card's... Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, I know I just said it was pretty cool, but just because something's cool doesn't mean it's good. I think this is a prime example. It's cool, but it's not great. But I like that use of the Corrupt. I like it that it's choose both. That on, like, maybe a legendary minion could be insanely cool. Like, with, like, 2 really good choose. Like, imagine Kun if he had Corrupt, right? 9 mana Kun, but with Corrupt. Like, that would be super fucking sick, in my opinion. Alright. Moon Touched Amulet. 3 mana spell, give your hero +4 attack this turn. Corrupt and gain 6 armor. This card kind of reminds me of a different card that was in the game. I think it was another 3 mana, choose 1, either gain 8 armor or gain 3 or 4 attack. This card reminds me a lot of that, but, like, you get to choose both. I can see this possibly seeing play. If there was a more tempo-oriented druid deck that wasn't going to combo or aggro, I could see the same play in it. Like, it's still a fairly powerful effect, gaining 6 armor. Whereas even in a control matchup, that 6 armor could be, like, super fucking good. So, I like that. It's not the best card, not the worst card, but I think it's going to see testing. Alright, Kiri, the Chosen of Loon. Battlecry, add a Solar Eclipse and a Lunar Eclipse to your hand. That's really fucking cool, too. Like, that's a really cool effect. I don't think it's good, though. The problem is that I'm just so disappointed with Lunar Eclipse compared to Solar Eclipse, right? Solar Eclipse is that kid that's at the top of his class, fucking participates in every fucking after-school activity, and fucking Lunar Eclipse is just, I'm failing at everything. But, yeah. Hey, what's up, bro? Um, so yeah, I think this card's pretty bad, in my opinion. Alright, next card. Grey Ba? I don't know how to pronounce this. Grey Ba. That's what I'm going with. 5 mana, 4/6 taunts. Death Rattle, give a random friendly minion Death Rattle to resummon it. This reminds me a lot of the other thing where you had to like gain 5 health to resummon it. It like went asleep and you woke up after you gained 5 health. This ability is just a much more situational, right? So that card, if you didn't have any minions, right, you just have to gain 5 health and you'd get it back. This guy, if you don't have any other minions, you're fucked. Like, you just lose it. So for that reason, I don't think this card's going to see play. Because most decks in Wild right now can, like, snipe down your backline and then kill this guy. In which case, you won't get it back. Or they'll kill it, they'll give it to something, and then they'll silence it, or they'll take it, right? Imagine it puts this on a fucking token, and then a fucking priest goes and, like, Potion of Madness it, and then trades it into your other minion. Like, I could see this being fucking terrible. Or, like, you giving it to your opponent, or whatever. So I don't think this is that great. Umbral Owl, 7 mana, 4/4, rush, costs 1 less for each spell you've cast this game. So this is just a bitch version of the Mage Giant. That's so much fucking worse. This card is just not going to see play. Like, if I can't see the same play in a spell-based Druid deck in Wild, I don't think it's going to see play in anything. This card's just bad. The Cenarian Ward, 8 mana, gain 8 armor, summon a random 8-cost minion. That card's also just bad. I can't see that being good. Like, okay, it would be really cool to combo this with Solar Eclipse. And I think that's where they're going. But I think the odds of you actually hitting that and surviving in Wild, like, you hit that against a control deck, and the control deck can just easily deal with both minions. Because you have to be playing a slow enough deck to where you could run Cenarian Ward and be able to play it. So I don't think this card's going to see play whatsoever in Wild. The first 2 classes, man, like, so far cards that I can actually see seeing play in Wild, there's like 2. Dreadlord's Bite, because I think that card's like actually insane, and Solar Eclipse, which I think might be the best card of the set. Oh, there was one more card. Frizz Elemental, 9 mana, 10/10, Rush, Taunt. Just play the 7/7 Taunt guy for 10. I know it's 1 more mana, but that summons another 7/7 is far superior than this. This card's kind of trash in comparison. But yeah, so far there's like 2 good cards. There's this, and then this, which might be the best card in the set. I'm not sure if it is going to be the best card in the set yet, but I could definitely see this possibly being the best card in the set. Solar Eclipse looks so fucking broken. I don't think it's going to break Wild, but I could definitely see it bringing Malygos Druid possibly up to tier 1. Because you can run more cards to play safe. So, yeah. Alright, next. Mystery Winner. 1 mana, 1/1, discover a secret. That's good. So there was a spell that was like 1 mana to discover a secret. And I think this card is just better. Well, I mean, obviously it's just better. It gives you a 1/1. But I could see this definitely being good. This 100 secrets on average are actually fairly strong, with very strong effects that are hard to play around for most classes. So I could definitely see, like, yeah, I could see this card being like pretty solid. Seeing that the deck is Highlander, and I think there are a lot of weak cards in that deck, I can definitely see this like possibly becoming like an add-in to that deck. I don't think it's gonna make it, but I can think it could definitely help. Also, the deck's already playing a secret package, so that just fits in naturally. Next, Dancing Cobra, 2 mana for a 1/5 corrupt, gain poisonous. I mean, this card's cool. It's not great. Yeah, that's just not good. You know, 1/5, a 1/5 poisonous for 2 is really fucking good. But I don't know any deck really that would care about it. Yeah, most of the decks that play big things just bring them back, so. Fuck, man, I can't stop yawning. Jesus Christ, I need more caffeine. Speaking of caffeine, after this fucking stream, I have to order coffee. I forgot about that. So yeah, I don't think this card's gonna be that great. Next, don't feed the animals. 2 mana, give all beasts in your hand +1/+1. Corrupt, give them +2/+2. That is really fucking good. Like, that could be really fucking broken. I like that a lot, actually. Like, a beast-oriented deck could be, like, really fucking good with this. Don't get me wrong, it's no Embiggen. But we're never going to see another card like Embiggen because that card was a fucking mistake. Mistake among cards. But this one's pretty good. I like this card a lot. I would definitely see this seeing play. Open the Cages. 2 mana secret. When your turn starts, if you control 2 minions on a random animal companion. Again, that seems like another really solid secret for Hunter. Again, it's one of those ones that are hard to play around, right? Because you don't necessarily on turn 2 want to attack into their minion, right? So if they go Alicat on 1 into a secret on 2, you don't necessarily want to attack the Alitat token that he played, or the Alicat, right? Because it could be a freezing trap, and then you're super behind on tempo. You don't want to go face, because it can be an explosive trap, your minion dies, so you're behind on tempo. But now you also have to think, like, if I leave them both up, Open the Cages says, fuck you, and now you have, you know, a 2/4 in worst case. And now your 1/1s can trade into my guy. So this card is like, I think this card is like really fucking good. Like, pretty solid card. Alright, next card. Petting Zoo. Summon a 3/3 Strider, repeat for each secret you control. So that's a 3 mana 6/6 in Hunter. I like that a lot. I could see like the starting like with these 3 cards of a very these 3 cards: Petting Zoo, Open the Cages, Mysterious Winter. I could definitely see the starting of a pretty solid Secret Hunter deck, right? You still have Subject 9 in Wild, all the really good secrets: Eaglehorn Bow, Lesser Emerald Spellstone. You have, yeah, I can see this being like a pretty solid deck, like a pretty solid aggro Hunter deck. Rinling's Rifle. 4 mana 2/2. After your hero attacks, discover a secret and cast it. So it's basically, overall, if you get both attacks out, it's a 0 mana 2/2 weapon. That gives you 2 secrets. That's also, like, I think that might be the weakest secret card they printed, and it's still fairly strong. So I'll definitely see, like, probably a tier 2 Secret Hunter deck. Like, the Hunter secrets are probably just the second best ones in the game beside mages. And I think the go-to secret deck is still going to be Secret Mage. But I can see this giving it a run for its money too. Like, I can see this being really solid. Trampling Rhino. 5 mana 5/5 rush. After this attacks and kills a minion, excess damage hits the enemy hero. So it has trample. It's a 5 mana 5/5 with trample and rush. I don't see where this could see play. It looks really cool. It's like really nice art. But I don't see a deck. Oh, this could see play an aggro Hunter, but I feel like there's just better 5-drops to be playing. Or, you know, just like Kill Command. Right? If I had to choose between running this and Lesser Emerald Spellstone right now, with the other cards we saw, Lesser Emerald Spellstone every single fucking time. So yeah, this just seems weak overall. Maxima Blast Timer? Yeah. Summon a minion, or it's a 6 mana 4/4. Summon a minion from your deck. It attacks the enemy hero, then dies. Death Rattle Hunter is already a fringe deck in Wild. This is just another card to add on to it, right? Imagine you summon a fucking Sylvanas. Like, you summon Sylvanas from your deck, steal something your opponent controls, fucking win the game. I don't know. I can see this card being like pretty solid. Although you would have to wait till after you play this, or after you draw this off to play it. But yeah, I could possibly see this scene play. Possibly. Not yeah, I could possibly see this scene play. It's like okay. Yeah, it's okay. Darkmoon Tonk. Supposed to be tank, but I think they could get in legal trouble for that. 7 mana for an 8/5. Fire 4 missiles at random enemies that deal 2 damage each. See, like, okay. That other card, 6 mana. If you pull this, you could theoretically dome. If your opponent has no minions, you dome him for 16. That's 6 mana fucking Pyroblast plus Fireball. Like, that's dumb. Yeah, so I think this card could see playing wild. Depending how slow the meta gets, I could definitely see this seeing play. Alright. And yeah, so but this, okay. Tonk is only seeing play if Blastheim sees play, and Blastheim sees play is only playable if this sees play and the meta slows down. So, yeah. Next, Jewel of N'Zoth. Summon 3 friendly Death Row minions that died this game. Like, see, they're getting, like, a second N'Zoth card. I still feel like this should be a Priest card. Or a Warlock card. Not a Hunter card. But, don't get me wrong, I think this card's pretty fucking solid. I like it a lot. And yeah, so, like, basically this is, like, the package, right? This is your Death Row package with N'Zoth, Sylvanas, and then some more aggro-oriented things. But yeah, I could see this possibly seeing play. It's pretty cool. When you measure this, summons like Sludge Belcher, Cartooth Defender, Sylvanas. Like, that would be a really fucking good 8-drop. Alright. The fucking Ice Cream Elemental. Sorry. Confection Cyclone. 2 mana for a 3/2. Add 2 1/2 sugar elementals to your hand. That's actually okay. It's like double flame or fire elemental, flame elemental. The 1/2 that adds a 1/1 to your hand, or a 1/2 to your hand. I think this one's just worse. No, that's 2 though. This card could see play. If an elemental mage deck comes into being, this card is gonna be in it. It's arguably better than the one mana version. It adds 2 things. Deck of Lunacy. Transfer your deck into spells that cost 3 more. They keep their cost. This card is a solid fucking meme, and I fucking love it. I don't necessarily think it's that great whatsoever, but I definitely see it seeing some amount of play. It's definitely going to see testing. 100% this card sees testing. In the late game, transform all your secrets into 6-cost spells. Be pretty solid. You know, turn Flame Strikes into Pyroblasts. Puzzle Box of Yashara, or Puzzle Box of what's his face? N'Zoth? Yeah, Yashara. No. Yasharan. You know the guy I'm talking about. Fucking hentai guy. Not Cthulhu, the other hentai guy. Wheel motherfucker. Yeah, that guy. So I like this card. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Game Master. 2 mana for 2/3. Your first secret you play each turn cost 1. So it's a 2/3 that comes down at the same time as secrets. Secret Mage is already really fucking good. I don't think you need this. I think you'd rather just play a 4/3 that makes it cost 0. Or a 2/1 that makes it cost 0 for 1. So this card just probably won't see play. I think it's just worse than the other cards in that deck. Ooh, a rigged Faire game. Didn't take any damage during opponent's turn. This card is fucking broken. I can see this being played in every single fucking Secret Mage deck in the game right now. 100%. This card is going to see play in every single Secret Mage deck right now. And most other like the other decks. Because if you play this on turn 1, your opponent has to throw away the coin and you have to deal you damage. And if they don't, they lose the fucking game. So this card is fucking broken. Top tier. Possibly makes Secret Mage tier 1. And if that doesn't, this card does. It's a 4 mana 4/4 Battlecry. If you control a secret, summon a copy of this. Oh, this card makes me want to kill myself. I already hate Secret Mage enough, and this card, I think, honestly puts it into tier 1. Like, both of these cards, 100% I think are seeing play. They're just super fucking broken. Secret Mage doesn't have a 4-drop. Your curve jumps from fucking 3 to 5, right? With Cloud Prince. It doesn't have a 4 drop. This is arguably one of the best 4 drops ever fucking printed. A 4 mana 8/8. Like, okay. I thought it was broken when Hunter or Warlocks didn't play anything and summoned a fucking 8/8 on turn 4. You telling me that fucking mages gonna jerk their dick for turns 1 through 3 and drop an 8/8 on 4? Like, come the fuck on. That can't be killed by death. Like, bro, it's OP. Ring Toss. 4 mana spell, discover a secret, and cast it, corrupt, discover 2 instead. Okay, this one, at first glance, you might think, like, oh my god, that card's fucking broken, what the fuck? And to that, I say, you're wrong. You might be saying you're a fucking asshole for saying I'm wrong. And then to that, I say, okay, but you're still wrong. And you might be asking me, why the fuck am I wrong? And that's because that deck has exactly 3 cards that cost more than 4 in it, or occasionally 4, so I don't think this card is going to actually see play, because there's just not enough room for it. Like, you're not going to start putting in more cards that cost 5 and more cards that cost 6 in order to hit the corrupt. No. It's fucking bad. Just play this as your 4-drop. And win the game if you play it on curve. Like, imagine the curve of turn 1, Lackey, or whatever the fuck he is, into draw 3 on 2, draw secret, into Kirin Tormage, play a secret, opponent doesn't proc it because he guessed wrong, it's ice block, and then you summon 2 4/4s. All of a sudden you have a 2/1, a 2/3, a 4/3, and 2 4/4s on your board on turn 4. And then your opponent hits the escape concede. You don't need this bullshit. Flamework Elemental. Battle card, deal 3 damage to a minion, corrupt, deal 12 instead. So that just goes from 0 to 100 real quick. Not good enough, though. You'd just be better off playing Meteor. And Meteor already doesn't see play, so I doubt this is going to see play. If that made any sense whatsoever. Which I doubt it did. Most of what I say doesn't, but... yeah, this card is... it's alright. No, it's not. It's bad. It's bad. Alright, Sage, Seer of Darkmoon. Battlecry, draw 1. Upgrades for each friendly secret that has triggered this game. I don't know if between Aluneth and the new card that draws 3, if you have too much card draw. And I think with possibly the new secret that costs 3, you don't need to be playing Aluneth anymore, and you might just put this in so it comes with a huge-ass body, and you get all the cards up front. So this card is going to see testing instead of Aluneth in the deck. And then it's either going to be seen as better with the new secret, or worse, or the cap of the curve and then just cap at 5 because you won't need it anymore because you have a 4 mana 4/4 or a 4 mana 8/8 and a 1 mana draw 3, a 1 mana 2/1 that draws you 3 cards. Like, okay. Mask of Cthulhu. 7 mana with 10 damage randomly split among all enemy minions. This card's fucking terrible. Just play Flame Strike. Honestly, just play Flame Strike. This is better against 1 minion. Flame Strike is better against the entirety of the meta. So, yeah, that's my opinion on that card. Alright, next card. Alright. Grand Finale. Summon an 8/8 elemental. Repeat for each elemental you played last turn. I don't think this is good. Elemental Mage is already a fucking meme. And I think that Grand Finale just makes that feel even more like a meme. Like, I don't think this card is nearly good enough to see play. Your curve... yeah, no, Elemental is just not good enough. If you're going to be playing Mage and you want to go slower, you're going to play Luna's Pocket Galaxy, and this card is not going to see play on that. Oh my Yogg. That just reminds me of fucking Uncle Roger. Oh my god. This is Oh My Yogg. I like the name. Okay. I hate Paladin, but I like the name. Secret. When your opponent casts a spell, instead cast a random one of the same cost. This just says fuck combo decks. Legit, it says fuck combo decks. I don't like that. It's pretty cool, though. It's a really solid effect. No, change their fucking Flame Strike into... oh, fucking no, actually, off the top of my head. And turn their Flame Strike into Luna's Pocket Galaxy. Like, and then lose. This guy's pretty cool. It's another save for Paladin. On top of the one that gives all their minions +2 health, this is another save. Red Scale Dragon Tamer. Death Rattle, draw a dragon. So this clearly is going for the new N'Zoth style Paladin deck, where you're going to be playing one minion of every single type. Problem is that there's still no real good neutral demons. There are good neutral dragons. There are no real good Murlocs to res. There are no... What's a good beast to res? I can't think of any off the top of my head. I don't think that N'Zoth is going to see play, by the way. I know I'm skipping ahead, but I like the card a lot, but I don't think it's going to necessarily see play. This card, I think, is kind of bad. Dragon Paladin was tried out before and never playable enough, so they need to just get like probably some insane dragons to make it see play, just to make it better than Dragon Priest. But even then, like Dragon Priest, it's at the moment not even like a main deck. It's just like a sub version of Rasa Priest. So, yeah. Snack Run. 2 mana, discover a spell, restore health equal to its cost. So, there used to be a 6 mana 4/4 Knight card that had the same effect. Now we're seeing that effect is worth roughly 2 mana. And, I mean, I think it's, like, pretty solid, right? It can get you a third equality if you're playing equality in your deck. It can get you... No, it can't see playing Odd Paladin. Actually, never mind. Yeah, never mind. There's no slow Paladin deck at the moment, so I don't think this is going to see play. Although it could see play in that combo Paladin list. The combo one that plays Birdo and Uther, of the Edmund Blade. It could see play in there. I just don't think that deck is good enough to see play. It's just a weaker version of in my opinion, of Malygos Druid. So yeah, I think this card's pretty weak. Carnival Baker. 3 mana, 3/2. Whenever you summon a 1/1 minion, I don't know where the fuck I read hero, give it +1/+2. Does your hero power count as summoning a 1 health minion? I think it does, but I think it triggers Hobgoblin. This just feels like a worse Hobgoblin, right? I think Hobgoblin was +2/+2. Hobgoblin. I'm actually curious about this. Hearthstone. I don't know if I can show that picture there. Yeah, give a random 1 attack minion +2/+2. I feel there's more 1 attack minions and 1 health minions you would want to be playing, but I feel like you just replaced this with Hobgoblin, and Hobgoblin doesn't see play in any list, so this is bad. Alright. Day at the Faire. Summon 3 Silverhand Recruits, corrupt summon 5. Just fucking play Muster for Battle. This card's fucking terrible in comparison. Balloon Merchant. Give your Silverhand Recruits +1 attack and D shield. I would say this is good, but it's an even cost, and I think that Odd Paladin is where it's at and not Even Paladin. And this card probably just won't see play. It's really fucking slow. Carousel Griffin. Divine Shield, Corrupt, gain +3/+3, and Taunt. So give me a 5 mana 8/8 Taunt. Again, Paladin's an aggro deck. You don't really play 6 to 10 cost cards. I think this card is just bad. It's a pretty cool effect though, but I think it's bad. This guy. Lothraxion? I'm going with that. The Redeemed. 5 mana 5/5, battle cry for the rest of your game. After you summon a Silverhand Recruit, give it D shield. This card, on the other hand, is something I can see seeing play in Odd Paladin. If your hero power all of a sudden becomes summon 2 1/1s with Divine Shield, it becomes really fucking good. So much harder to clear, it's so much harder to do anything, right? Just imagine, right? You go this guy on 5 into Muster for Battle on 6, hero power, into Lost in the Jungle, trade away one of your 1/1s, or trade away your 5/5, and then play Quartermaster, and all of a sudden you have fucking 6 3/3 D shields. Like, what is your opponent going to do besides hit the escape concede button? This card single-handedly might make people start teching in Blood Knights, by the way, in my opinion. Hammer of the Naru. 6 mana, 3/3. Battlecry summon a 6/6. Holy Elemental with Taunt. Yeah, I think that's bad. Again, there's just no slow Paladin deck for this to fit into. The combo deck is focused solely around hitting the combo and surviving. You don't need this to survive. This card's really weak at surviving, actually. Yeah. High Exarch Yerl. 8 mana, 7/5. Battlecry, if you have no neutral cards, gain Rush, Lifesteal, Taunt, Divine Shield. So this is another card for Racist Paladin. Sorry, I mean, Holy Paladin? No. Yeah, Holy Paladin. I don't know, I remember some streamer called it Racist Paladin, and that just stuck with me, but it's no neutral card Paladin. This card is meh. Very much meh. I mean, it's easy play in that deck, but I don't think that deck's playable in Wild. So that's why I'm saying it's a meh card. Yeah, it's not great. At least in Wild. In Center, it might be really fucking good. But in Wild, I don't think it's easy play. Alright, on to Priest cards. Alright, almost at an hour. I think last time I did this, it took 3. So, yeah. Hopefully, I mean, people are enjoying the stream, and hopefully people are... Hopefully I'm right, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, let's continue. I'm just gonna take a sip of my drink. Fuck, Arizona iced teas are so fucking bomb. Okay. Insight. Draw a minion. Corrupt. Reduce its cost by 2. Rasa Priest doesn't need more card draw. This does tutor up a minion, though. I don't think it's good enough, though. In Rasa Priest, most of the time you're going to hit... The deck caps basically at 2, with, I think, 8 cards in the deck that cost more than 2. And, like, 5 of them are fucking 3-cost cards. There's legitimately 6... No. Anduin, Psychic, Reno, Raza, Mass Hysteria. Yeah, there's 6 cards that cost in that deck that cost more than 3. I don't think this card's going to be good enough to, like, stake the slot of something else. Fairgrounds Fool, 3 mana, 4/3, Taunt, Corrupt, gain 4 health. That could be a 3 mana, 4/7 Taunt. The 3 mana, 4/3 is already pretty solid, but like that plus 4 health can also be super big in something like, say you Mass Hysteria to wipe the board playing Inner Fire Priest, then you drop this and you have a 4/7. They're forced to kill it without minions on the board. And against an aggro deck, like, they can't really do that. So I can see this part, if Inner Fire Priest, which has already started to, like, you know, seep its way into the meta, if that becomes a really, really big deck, I can see this possibly seeing play that deck as a one-of. Yeah, I like this card. It's okay. Nazmani Bloodweaver. 3 mana for a 2/5. After you cast a spell, reduce a random card in your hand by 1. I can see the same play. Cast your Raise Dead. Everything, or one thing costs 1 less. Really fucking strong. Do a whole bunch of shit. Oh, that's like actually pretty solid, especially in Raza Priest, where the cheaper your cards are, the more you can just like pop off and kill your opponent. Again, the curve basically caps at 3 with 6 cards that cost more than it. And by the time you'd be playing this, you've already played at least 2. So that means in your entire deck, there's 4 cards that would cost more than this. So, like, already as is, I mean, if you, like, and there's one of them that you would want to lower, right? You wouldn't mind lowering the Inspire guy, because then you'll be able to combo more spells with him. Or it's easier to combo him with Reno to, like, full heal yourself. I can definitely see this seeing a tiny bit of play. I like it. I support it. Palm Reading. 3 mana, discover a spell, reduce its cost in your hand by 1. Oh, reduce the cost of spells in your hand by 1. Again, like, I could see this seeing play in that deck, because again, lowering the cost of your spells, right? All of a sudden, your Holy Fire is 0 mana. Or your... Yeah, or in, like, that deck. Like, this card's actually really solid. This card is 100% going to see testing. 100% see testing. And even on top of that, you can make Psychic Scream cost 6, which is, like, really fucking solid. I like it. Pretty solid. Pretty good. A sub-shit... Why did Blizzard take vocabulary that's above an asshole level to fucking name their cards? Blizzard, you trolling me. Auspicious Spirit? I'm going with that. 4 mana, summon a random 4 cost minion, corrupt summon a 7 cost minion. I don't think this is good. If you want to be playing a 4 mana thing to summon something big, just play one of the res spells. I don't think this is good. Yeah. Nah. The Nameless one. Battle Cry, choose a minion, become a 4/4 copy of it, then silence it. So this is clearly for an Inner Fire deck. The thing is, you already have to have the Inner Fire like not played because you're going to silence it. So yeah, I don't think this card is necessarily that great. Oh wait, does this silence? No, the silence is a minion you're targeting. Okay, never mind. That's actually much better than I thought. I don't think it's good enough to see play in Rasa Priest, but this is still a pretty solid card. It's pretty okay. I like it. Not great though. Might see testing, not play. Fortune Teller. 5 mana 3/3 taunt. Battlecry gain +1/+1 for each spell in your hand. So you need to have 5 spells to make this a 5 mana 8/8 taunt. I don't think that's good enough. I think this card's just way too slow. And you have to be in such a particular situation for this to be good. Where I think against most aggro decks in Wild, you're just gonna fucking die before it. Like, yeah, I think this card is like, bleh. What the that art? Okay. Goon the Blood God. It's Goon, right? It's a fucking Goon. It's part of the Goon squad. 8 mana 8/8 Battlecry, draw 2 cards. Their health is instead they cost their health instead of mana. What cards does that help in Reno Priest? None. So you want things that have super low health but high mana? I don't think this card is good. I'm just thinking about all the cards in the game. Like, maybe if it was attack instead of mana, then you could combo with the dragons, right? 4 mana Ysera, 4 mana Malygos. But even then, Malygos does nothing in Priest anymore. The only spell in that class that can go face is Holy Fire. I think this is bad. Yeah, this is fucking terrible. Back to a set where all priestesses get terrible cards. Idol of Yasharj. Summon a 10/10 copy of a minion in your deck. That's fucking terrible. Just play the 6 mana thing that summons a 5/5 copy of a minion in your deck. It's just better. Comes down so much earlier. And the thing is, in the decks where you'd be playing this, you want the minion to die, and 10/10 makes it harder to die. So yeah, I don't think this is that great. Ooh, Blood of Goon. Taunt. At the end of your turn, summon a 5/5 copy of a minion in your deck. Huh. I like how that says copy, and not summon a 5/5. Summon a minion from your deck, set it to a 5/5. I don't. This is like another hit though, because it does have taunt. This might replace Lich King and Res Priest. There's high possibilities that this replaces Lich King and Res Priest, in my opinion. That's actually really fucking good. Holy shit. Right, how I see this, right, is you can play the 6 mana thing to summon a 5/5 copy of this, and then this summons a copy of itself from your deck, right? Because it's always copies. It's never summon the minions. So that's like super fucking good. I like this card a lot. This is a card I want to test. Alright, so how many more? We have 4 more classes to go, right? Rogue, Shaman, Warlock, Warrior. Alright, and then Neutral. Alright, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm almost out of tea. Fuck. I'm out of tea. Fuck. Alright. Prize Plunderer. 1 mana 2/1. Combo, deal 1 damage to a minion for each other card you've played this turn. I fucking feel like this is a missed opportunity to allow this to go face. Don't get me wrong, I fucking hate aggro rogue, but this card is just unplayable as is, I think. Just play fucking... Yeah, I don't think this card is that great. It's cool, not great though. Whoops, I forgot to click here. Foxy Fraud. 2 mana 3/2. Your next combo card this turn costs 2 less. That's pretty cool. I'm seeing you combo this with fucking Edwin right now. Like, right now, the first thing that came to my mind is, hey, this can combo with Edwin really fucking well. Maybe. Maybe. I can see that, though. But overall, right, if you play this with a fucking... The thing, though, is that you can play this on turn 2 and then fucking eviscerate something. And because the eviscerate costs 0. So I think that's pretty cool. This card is NC testing, for sure. It has a super powerful effect. Shadow Clone. Secret. After a minion attacks your hero, summon a copy of it with stealth. That's spicy. That's a spicy meatball. I fucking love this card. Kinda. It's in a class I hate to play. But this card's really fucking cool. Someone attacks you. I know Sylvanas doesn't see that much play, but it's just like an example of a really powerful minion. And you get like a free Sylvanas. Or if someone attacks you with a Cartoot Defender, you get a free Cartoot Defender. That's pretty cool. Sweet Tooth. 2 mana 3/2, corrupt, gain +2 attack and stealth. So, aggro rogues play a lot of cards that are more expensive than 2, so I could see this replacing the 2 mana 3/1 Death Rattle adds a 3/1 to your hand, just because this is a 5/2. Like, if someone's stabbing it with their weapon, they take so much fucking damage. That's pretty cool. Swine. Draw a spell, combo, add a minion, and a minion. Why are we giving Rogue more really fucking good draw? This is boggling my mind. Maybe if the deck has so much really good draw, it's just going to continuously draw and then never draw anything because the whole deck is just going to be broken draw cards. I think this card's super powerful. It's going to see play, but I think it's just worse overall, though, than Secret Passage. So, yeah. Tanwu of the Red Smoke? Fucking guy's a chain smoker? What the fuck? 2 mana 3/2, Battlecry, return a friendly minion to your hand. It costs 1 this turn. Bro, that's super strong, no? Is it? Am I trolling? I feel like this is strong. Not the most broken card, but I could feel like it being strong. I feel like this is gonna go in that fucking anti-Malagos Druid deck, and I don't like that one bit. Yeah, I don't like that one bit. Alright. Yeah. It's pretty okay. Might not see play, though, but it's pretty okay. I'm pretty sure that won't see play, actually. 3 mana, give your hero stealth this turn. For 1 turn. That's... So basically you give your hero ice block for a turn. But you choose one that gets played. But you have to play on your turn. This might see plays on 1-of. Kind of how ice block see plays on 1-of in some aggro decks. Just so basically it can allow you to survive a turn where they're forced to kill you. But this one's like worse than ice block in that situation. This would go more in a control deck than an aggro deck. But it's okay. It's okay. Maybe a 1-of in most aggro ward or rogue decks. If there's room, it's gonna be a 1-of, but it's gonna be one of those tech cards. Where if the meta's slightly faster than you, you're gonna be playing it. You play it down 1 turn early, trade into his shit, and then he's forced to trade into your shit, or he dies, or whatever. All that. So I could see that being like, okay. Ticketmaster. 3 mana 4/3. Shuffle 3 tickets into your deck. When drawn, summon a 3/3 plush bear. Okay. This card's bad. You might as well just play the older card that summons, but that puts 4 Narubs into your opponent's deck, because at least that counters Highlander, where this doesn't. So this is like meh, pretty bad. The Malavis Strike. I think that's how that card's pronounced. So if I sound super fucked, I feel super fucking congested right now, and it fucking blows. Destroy minion costs 1 less for each card in your deck that didn't start there. So this is clearly to put into a deck that plays like Gang Up and all that style of card. But you don't want this. This card is like bleh. Why kill a minion they have when you could just mill them out with Cold Light Oracles and Bran, right? I don't think that card's good. Last card, Grand Empress. Oh my fucking god. Shrek Zara. We're going with that. Shrek Zara. Battle card, discover a card in your deck and draw all copies of it. This is weak. This would not see play in the Gang Up deck. Because the whole thing is you don't want to draw all those cards. And what happens if you put like 15 copies of Cold Light into your deck, right? You're just going to mill 90% of them. This card is fucking garbage. The legendaries so far in this set have been pretty fucking trash, in my opinion. I mean, obviously the chase ones are the 4 old gods. I got the one that I hate the most, which is fucking Yasharon. Not Yasharon, yeah. But, oh well. Alright, before we start this, I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. Because my throat is starting to get parched, so I will be back in 10 seconds. Alright, I am back. Actually, wait, I'll be right back again. Now I am back. That was probably the most disgusting thing I've ever done. I'm glad I had my mic muted for that. Anyways, besides that, Revolve. 1 mana, transform all minions into random ones that cost the same. Just play Devolve and Evolve. If you want to be evolving your own, like if you want to do that to your own minions, just be playing Evolve, and if you want to be doing it to your opponent's minions, just do Devolve. Devolve is much better than this card. So much better. This card's bad. Alright. Cage Match Custodian. 2 mana 2/2. Draw a weapon. Alright, so the type of draw I like to see in Shaman is either spell-based or specific. Problem is, Shaman doesn't have any chase weapons you really want to hit. If, say this was draw a minion, draw a spell, I don't know what else there would be to draw, but draw a minion or a spell, it'd be much, much better. Because then you could play it in like a Shadowwalk deck. But this, you don't want to really be playing anything because there's no good weapons in Shaman. Unless they got one printed, there are no good ones. Alright, Deathmatch Pavilion. 2 mana, summon a 3/2 duelist. If your hero attack this turn, summon another. So they are trying to push like that weapon theory, weapon style to play. Unless there's a really good weapon, there's only one solid weapon in the class, which is Jade Claws. And you wouldn't be playing this in a deck with Jade Claws. You're either going so much more aggro than this. Actually, that's 2 mana 6/4. That's pretty aggro. Or you're going Jade, but Jade is also really slow. Okay, this might see play. If there's another really good weapon or another really good way to get attack in Shaman, this could see play. Next, Grand Totem Eyesore. 3 mana 0/4. At the end of your turn, give a +1/+1 to all other totems in your hand, deck, and battlefield. I fucking love this card. If you guys have watched me for any amount of time, you know I hate, with a burning fucking passion, Aggro Shaman. And I think this is a really solid card for that deck. I'll admit, I haven't really played the deck, but the fact that it gives it even in your deck, right? Totem Golems become 2 mana 4/5s. That's legit a Yeti that costs half as much mana. And people say that if Yeti was 3 mana, it would still be seeing play today in the meta. So, Totem Golems for 2 mana, being a 4/5, is broken. And this sticks around, and so you had other totem, like, say you had a Taunt Totem, that's why it stuck around. You summon another totem, if you hit another Taunt Totem, it might stay around for an additional turn. Right? It's so fucking solid. I like this card a lot. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Magic Fin. 3 mana, 3/4. After a friendly Murloc dies, add a random legendary minion to your hand. After a friendly minion. I don't think this is good enough. If you're playing Murlocs, I think just go to Paladin. This card is not good enough to make you switch away from anything can happen and tip the scales. So, yeah. Pitmaster, 3 mana, 1/2. Okay. Summon a 2/2 duelist. About a corrupt summon 2/2 duelists. What did a duelist look like, though? That's what I want to know. This card's not great. Yeah, this card's really... Is it good? Oh, this card's hard to say. I'm just thinking, what does Aggro Shaman play right now? And I don't think they play that many 4 or 5 cost cards. Seeing that most of the time it's even, this card just wouldn't see play. Okay, I guess that's why this one won't see play, because it's normally an even deck. But when it's not even, like that would see play, but I don't think this would. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. The I will see play in most likely the aggro non-even decks, and this just probably won't see play. It might see testing though. I think this is gonna see testing. Storm Strike, 3 mana spell, deal 3 damage to a minion. Give your hero +2 attack this turn. So that's why I said, like, this card's okay, right? It's actually slightly better than okay. It's pretty good. Because it allows you to kill 2 things. So it's like a Moonglaive portal that allows you to kill 2 things instead of summoning something. But like, if you can combo that with like this, that's like really fucking solid for 5 mana. So yeah, I like that. Alright, a new weapon. Which I said they would have had to have. Whack-a-Knoll Hammer. After your hero attacks, you have a random friendly minion +1/+1. I think this is bad. I just don't feel like that's big enough of an effect to warrant putting all this extra garbage into your deck, is the big thing. Alright, this would be really, really good if you were putting it in a deck that already had, like, you might put one of these if there was like already like 3 really good weapons you want to be playing, and then this would just add an extra one. But there are not 3 really good weapons you want to see playing, so I don't think this is going to see that much play. The only really good ones, again, are there's Jade Claws, and then I guess theoretically Doomhammer is pretty solid, but I don't think it's good enough overall. Dunk Tank, deal 4 damage. Corrupt, deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. I like this card a lot, and I think this card's going to see play in Reno Shaman, in my opinion. I think this card's really cool. I like this. I like this a lot. It's like another step to Lightning Storm. It's 1 more mana, but it's okay. It's swipe basically is what I'm saying, but it deals 6 damage to the thing. Or no, actually more comparable is Starfall, but for 1 less mana. But you could also come with like a spell damage totem, and all of a sudden this is 5 and 3. It's really fucking good. At 5 and 3, it's killing Dark Glare boards. It's killing the giant they have on board and everything else. So that's like fucking insane. I like this card a lot. This card is going to see play in the highlighter deck, and most likely also in the big shaman lists. Inara Storm Crash. 5 mana, 4/5. On your turn, your hero has 2 attack and Wind Fury. I don't know if this is good enough to be playing the other cards with. As well as if this just dies, you're fucked. If it was like Battle Cry, your hero always has +2 attack on your turn, then I could see this seeing play, but as it is, no. I don't think a punching shaman deck is going to see enough play. If you want to be playing this, just play the 3/6 that gives your whole board +2 attack. Just better than this overall. Alright, Warlock. Before last class. This card I saw before and I fucking love it. Just spoilers. Alright, Wicked Whispers. Discard your lowest cost card. Give your minions +1/+1. If this was the other way around, it was your highest cost card, broken. Lowest cost card, that's when you start getting into a range where you might be discarding Soulfire. And then you're really fucking sad in Disco Zoo. For that reason, it's CC testing. I know I just made it sound like, oh, this card's fucking garbage, but this card's CC testing, for sure. Discard a Void Caller, discard something like garbage. If you have 2 cards in hand, right, this and Hand of Gul'dan, you still discard the hand. Discard Silverware Golems, discard Fist of Draxus. It's pretty okay. Not the greatest. It's CC testing. I'm pretty sure it won't make it into the finalist, but it's pretty okay. Midway Maniac, 2 mana, 1/5 taunt. No, that's bad. There's a 2/4 for 2. Sure, deals you 2 damage, but it's just better overall. Procs Dark Glare. Free Admission. 3 mana, draw 2 minions. If they're both demons, reduce their cost by 2. There's no decks that are solely demons. But yeah, no, Zoo's not solely demons. Yeah, I think Hand of Gul'dan is just better, and Sense Demons is just better. The Sense Demons, like this, if you were playing a deck that was only demons, you'd be playing this instead of Sense Demons. But Sense Demons overall, because you could be playing other cards with it, is just better. Maniac Mosher. 3 mana, 3/4, give a friendly demon +3 attack and lifesteal this turn. It's not great either. So, okay, so I see the only real demon deck that could be a thing is Q-Block. And that's just because you're still cheating out the really big demons. So, demons have this thing where they're like either really good early game or really good late. There's no in-between. Or I guess the ones that are in Cube are also good in the mid. But that's only because you cheat them out, right? If you're playing every demon on curve, the ones in the middle are fucking awful, right? Besides Doom Guards, the ones that cost more than 3 and the ones that cost less than 8 are awful. Yeah. So I feel like this just fits in that thing where it's like, it's a super cool effect, it's super powerful effect. The problem is you put this on like a Flame Imp, sure you gain 6, but it's still not great. That's actually, oh wait, that's a lot of attack though. I think Disco Zoo is already too aggro and you don't need this. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. You don't need this in aggro, and in Cube and Reno, you're playing Gul'dan, you don't want to be resing a 3/4. Revenant Rascal, destroy a mana crystal for both players. 3 mana, 3/3. Oh, that's interesting. This reminds me a lot of the card that reduces everybody's mana by reduces everybody's mana to 5. Just worse. Yeah, I feel like there's just better 3 mana 3/3s you can be playing. This one's kind of weak. Yeah. Cascading Disaster. People are getting fucked in this picture. Destroy a random enemy, minion, corrupt, destroy 2, corrupt again, destroy 3. That's actually really fucking good. That can see play. I can see the seeing play overall. Maybe it's a one-off in like Highlander Warlock, but most likely not in Zoo. In Reno Lock, I could see this possibly seeing play, or even in like, no, Darklight you play everything super cheap. Yeah, I could definitely see the seeing play. Fire Breather. Deal 2 damage, or 4 mana 4/3, deal 2 damage to all minions except demons. Now that is a cool effect that I fucking love. The problem is, this is another fucking demon. So you can't play this in a control deck, so you would need, because in the control decks, you're just running the big demons and Gul'dan. That's all you fucking need. And you wouldn't be playing this in Zoo, because why the fuck would you play a 4 mana 4/3 when you could play a 5 mana, or a 4 mana 5/5 that draws you 3 cards? Like, I don't know, this card just feels weak because it has that demon tag. If it didn't, this card would be in fucking Warlock, I think. A 4 mana 4/3 that dealt 2 damage to every other minion would be so much better. But yeah. Just probably, if you're playing control, you're just going to be playing the spell version of this ability. Alright, Deck of Chaos. Swap the cost of your... Oh, it's this card. I fucking love this card. I don't think it's a C play. I think it's more of a meme. But I fucking love this effect. Right? Hear me out. 3 mana Void Lords. 5 mana Despicable Dreadlords. It just seems like a spicy, fun time. So I like this card. I would rate it pretty high. It won't see play overall, I don't think. Just because on average, minions normally have like higher attack than cost, or like tied. But at the same time, like, right, Zilliax is a 5. Actually, Zilliax is a 5/2. Despicable Dreadlord becomes an 8/7. Never mind, this might actually see play. Just because you can have the card of this into Despicable. Fucking, the problem is, like, some of your other shit gets fucked. Mistress becomes 2 mana. Ooh, Faceless becomes 3 mana. Yo, never mind, this card might actually see play in Cube. Cubes become 4. Fucking Umbra becomes 3. Yo, wait, what? Umbra becomes 3? With this card, you can go Umbra, Cube, Faceless, Cube. Never mind. This card is... I can see this card seeing play. This card's actually really strong. Just trust me. Best combo, though, with this card, Vargoth, right? You cast it once, you cast it again at the end of turn, OP. Just win the game. You automatically hit rank 1 legend. 100%. Trust me. I'm a doctor. Winged Ring Matron. 6 mana, 6/4, taunt, death rattle, summon 2 3/2 imps. If these 3/2 imps had taunt, this possibly be a replacement for a Void Lord. But as is, I think it's just bad. Again, you wouldn't be playing this in Zoo, and it's too bad to be playing in a deck with Gul'dan. So, yeah. Oh, Thick Cactus. Thicketus. 6 mana, 8/8. Remove the top 5 cards of your deck. Corrupt your opponent's cards. This card is fantastic. Problem is, it's a weak me into res with Gul'dan. Because it's just a 6 mana. It's just an 8/8. It doesn't have an effect. But man, that ability is so fucking tempting. You were playing a deck at one point that had Rin in the same deck as Gul'dan. And I feel like this is like a different ability Rin. But like you can play this on turn 8. And then like remove your opponent's cards. Right? Like, but the problem is also that this card combos worse with this. Yo, this makes Rin cost 3. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. But yeah, actually, would you just rather be playing Rin? You might just rather be playing Rin than this, actually. No, you already don't play Rin. I can see this scene testing though, because I can see this being like super powerful. Because you don't have to jump through nearly as many hoops as you have to jump through for Rin for this card, so yeah. But I like this card. It's pretty okay. Alright. Last class cards. After this, we only have one more section to go. The longest section, but one more section. Alright, let's do this. Stage Dive. Draw a rush minion, corrupt, give it +2/+1. I like to see corrupt used in this way. I think this might replace the 1/2 that draws a minion with rush. Do you value more? I think you value more that ability. Yes, it's worse to play on turn 1, but the thing is it's better to play on turn 10. Right? Imagine if you're drawing Zilliax, right? You can just play a 1/1 or 1/2 that draws you Zilliax and then play the Zilliax, or you can play, say, your Shield Slam to kill something, then you, or no, it'd have to be something more expensive. Oh no, so you play Execute to kill something, then you play this, you draw your Zilliax, you play your Zilliax, you punch something, you gain 5. You know, you Not armor. What's the shield block? Right? I think this card's okay. Pretty okay. I think people are going to test this instead of the 1-2, and I think this card might see more play overall than the 1-2 does at the moment. Kind of sucks because I have a golden version of the 1-2, but hey. Bumper cards. 2 mana, 1-3, rush, death rattle, add 2 1-1 riders with rush to your hand. I don't think you're going to be wanting to play this. I don't think it's a good enough rush minion to be played. There's just better. Yeah. Yeah, there's just better. ETC, God of Metal. He's a fucking god now. He used to be a meme card. 2 mana, 1-4. After a friendly rush minion attacks, you'll 2 damage. Ooh, actually. Going back to this card. These two cards kind of combo together. And now I'm thinking that there's going to be a rush warlock or rush warrior deck that's going to be playing Galakrond. Okay, if that's a thing, I want to fucking play that on the channel 100%. I used to fucking love Galakrond. Bro, this card would be so broken with the Scion. Do this into Scion. Bro, that's fucking 12 damage to your opponent's dome for free. I fucking love this card. I think the Rush might see play and possibly be a tier 2 deck with Galakrond. Like, I think those are like cards good enough to make the deck an actual thing. Minefield. A 2 mana spell, deal 5 damage randomly split among all enemy minions. Or all minions. This card's not great. Overall, just not great, I don't think. Yeah, there's just much better in Warrior. Warrior is one of the best classes at removal. This is terrible removal by the standards of Warrior. Fuck, there's a deck that only plays fucking removal and a fucking combo. That's all it does with the current Odd Warrior. So, yeah. Ringmaster's Baton. Baton. Pretty cool weapon style. 2 mana for a 1-3. After your hero attacks, give a mech, dragon, and pirate in your hand +1/+1. Those are very interesting types. Mech, dragon, pirate. Oh, fuck. I'm so sorry for yawning so much this video. Jesus. Or this stream. I'm so fucking sorry. Alright, after your hero attacks, give a mech, dragon, pirate +1/+1. I presume they have to be on the board. Problem with that is going to be hard to stick a mech, dragon, and a pirate on the board. I'd say this thing probably giving our average +6/+6. 2 mana weapon that gives +6/+6 could be really good. Problem is, it better than Ankar? And is it better than all the other ones? I don't think so. I don't think this is better than Ankar, which is the big one. You might be running one Ankar, one this, one Bulwark as a weapon package. So you have to play the pirate that draws weapons and the one that gives you weapons back. Or maybe not Bulwark, maybe the other one. It's normally Ankar and then Bulwark, or Ankar and then double wrench caliper. So depending what style, I think this might make it in, either replacing Bulwark or having another path that goes one of this, one Ankar, one wrench caliber, one of this, one Ankar, one Bulwark. But I don't know. This one I think is just to see testing and overall not see play. I think the ability is too weak. Stage hand. 2 mana, 3/2. Give a random minion in your hand +1/+1. I don't think this is great. They tried doing a hand buff earlier on in Hearthstone, but I just think overall this is not great. Yeah, it's kind of slow, kind of meh. It's not a mech you would want to be buffing. The only mech you'd really want to be buffing is like Ziliax. Ziliax is such a strong card, man. Such a strong card. Feat of Strength. Give a random taunt minion in your hand +5/+5. I think you just play bulk up, which uses them all +2/+2. I think this is like better to make one big thing, but the +5/+5 puts certain minions in the range of death, which is not great. For the +2/+2, some minions were still out of the range. So I don't know. Oh, fucking Christ. I'm so fucking tired. Oh well. This is going to be a terrible video. I can already sense it. Alright, Sword Eater. Taunt, Battlecry, equip a 3/2 sword. Yeah, no. There are better cards to equip weapons if you want to have a weapon. I don't think this is it, Chief. 3/2 sword, though, is a very good stat line. Alright, next. Ringmaster Watley. Yeah, this card I already said looks pretty cool. I think Scion is a dragon. Ziliax is going to be your mech. Pirate. What's a good overall pirate? You're already playing pirates for the early game. These are just super good. I mean, there is the guy that adds an extra pirate to your hand, and there's also Risky Skipper. So like, there's good minions in the warrior class to draw with this. So I could see this seeing play as like a triple tutor. Pretty good. Tent Thrasher. Trasher? 5 mana 5/5. Crush. Costs 1 less for each friendly minion with a unique type. So theoretically, this can be a 0 mana 5/5 rush, which would be insane. Overall though, this card's pretty solid. And again, like, right, it gets tutored up by this. I don't think it's nearly as good as Scion, but that's because Scion would theoretically be a 9/6, which is a lot more stats for 4. Like if you already had one unique type. Yeah, no, never mind. This is meh. Very much meh. It might see testing instead of Scion, but I think people are going to realize that Galakrond overall is just better. Because, right, you draw 4 later on that are just giant. So, yeah. Alright, now on to the neutral cards. I think there's a lot. Actually, there's not that many neutral cards. And we get to skip over 1. There's what, 25? Yeah. 25, but then there's this card, which, as we know already, I fucking love. Besides, I love the deck that it's in currently. Alright, no skipping. Alright, Safety Inspector. Battlecry, shuffle the lowest cost card from your hand into your deck. Draw a card. What would this be good in? I don't know what this would be good in, if I'm being 100% honest. I do not know what this would be good in, so I cannot tell you what I would put this in. I think this is just bad. Yeah. Alright, Costumed Entertainer. 2 mana, 1/2. Give a random minion in your hand +2/+2. Again, that just feels bad. That was one of the most disgusting sounds I've ever made, so I hope that did not get caught on the mic. But yeah, I would say overall this card's fucking terrible. Okay, so basically the top line are probably just gonna be garbage minions. So let's see if I'm gonna be wrong. So yeah, I don't think this is that great. It might see playing aggro just because +2/+2 is fairly strong in aggro. I don't see this seeing playing aggro because, like, right, I see that, like, Druid, right? Wait, you'd be shuffling in Biggin? That's bad. It could reshuffle Patches though. That is big. Reshuffling Patches into an Biggin would be kind of huge. So maybe, but I don't think overall. This effect, just not good enough, I don't think. Horrendous Growth. That is a disgusting name. 2 mana 2/2. Corrupt. Gain +1/+1. Can be corrupted. Endless. Ooh. I like that effect. That's such a cool effect. I'm getting vibes of, what's the name of the card? The 2/2 Shade of something. Shade of Naxxramas? Shade of something. I can't remember the name of it. But it used to just be called Shade. It was a 3 mana 2/2 stealth, gets +1/+1 at the start of every turn. Or at the start of your turn. I'm getting kind of vibes like that, because later on you're just gonna be playing other shit that costs more than this, get corrupted, you drop 1 huge minion. But I don't think it's good enough for that. I think it's just worse. Because you're gonna play it and it won't have stealth, right? That one you at least played, it had stealth, so you're able to have it get as big as you want, then attack. This you have to play it and then hope he doesn't answer it and then it can attack, so I think it's kind of bad. But it's a really cool effect. I would love to see more cards with this style of effect. Parade Leader, 2 mana 2/3. After you summon a rush minion, give it +2 attack. This could see playing that Rush Warrior deck, but the thing is, Lords are kind of bad in Hearthstone. Right? There's very few Lords that ever saw play, and the ones that saw play were because they were absolutely fucking broken because they gave +2 attack, +1 health, which was War Leader. I mean, War Leader still sees play, but that's just because Murlocs need the help in Standard. But, like, also the Pirate one kind of saw a little bit of play, but even then, it's mostly been better when there was, like, a passive or an active buff that you'd give them, right? Think Cold Light Oracle, think Navigator. So I don't think this is going to see that much play, if any at all. Pride's Vendor. 2 mana, 2/3. Battlecry, both players draw a card. In Wild, this card is never going to see play. In Standard, possibly. Just play Cold Light Oracle, basically, in Wild. Rock Ranger. 2 mana, 5/1 taunt. It's a fucking... It's the Ranger. It's the Ranger, as I said. It's not good. It's just there to keep in theme of the fact that I think almost every set has had an absurdly high attacked, very, very low health minion for like 1, 2, or 3 mana. Alright, Showstopper. This might actually just be the worst one overall. At least the original one, which was Magma Rager, was just a 5/1 for 2, or for 3. The fact that this one has taunt is super fucking bad. Showstopper, a Death Rattle sounds all minions, it's a 2 mana 3/2. I fucking love this card. This card I actually think is really fucking solid and might be a tech card. Because the thing is, there's no good silence currently for any class that's not Demon Hunter or Priest. And I think this card might be good enough. Like, Rogues can do this, backstab it, silence everything. So I like this card. It's pretty okay. Pretty okay. Might be a new tech card. Ringling Horror? Wriggling Horror? I can't pronounce that name. 2 mana 2/1, give adjacent minions +1/+1. That's actually pretty cool too. Right? Say if you go Patches turn 1, or you go Pirate into getting Patches turn 1, you play this, you get both of them +1/+1. That's actually pretty solid. Is it solid enough to see play? Maybe. Is it insane? Not really. Is it better than the 1 mana 1/2 giving me +2 health? No. But it's pretty good. The reason I say no to that is because it still plays into Defile, and the big Warlock decks also play Defile besides Zoo. Yeah. If this was a 1/2, it'd be far superior, because then it wouldn't play into Defile. So as of right now, this card is a meh, in my opinion. Banana Vendor. 3 mana 2/4, add 2 bananas to each player's hand. If there was a really solid mill deck, maybe. But I don't think there's going to be a good enough mill deck to a point where you'd want to be playing this. Or the decks that will be milling, you wouldn't want this effect. This effect is really fucking garbage, in my opinion. Darkmoon, Dirigible. Sure, I'm gonna go with I pronounced that right. 3 mana 3/2, Divine Shield, Corrupt, gain Rush. Not great, in my opinion. It's pretty lackluster. Again, it's another really cheap thing in a neutral, which are not normally that great. This is okay. Yeah, okay. Right? I'm trying to think of where this would fit in, and I can't see it fitting in anywhere. Maybe into a Rush deck, but even then, not really. Yeah, I mean, a 3/2 Rush? I just don't know how to value this Corrupt mechanic because we've never seen it before. It's super hard to rate, except for if you know exactly what deck it would be going into. And yeah, and I couldn't see any deck of this going into, so I don't think it's going to see that much play, if any at all. Darkmoon Statue, 3 mana 0/5. Your other minions have +1 attack, Corrupt, gain +4 attack. Or this gains 4 attack. Yeah, no. No. I don't think this one. Again, it's another weird lord that I just don't think is good enough. You can't play it on 3, you have to play it on 4 at the earliest. And you have to play it on 5 on the earliest, and that's just too bad. Yeah. Grey Worm. Gyre Worm? Gyre Worm. I'm gonna go with that. Gyre Worm. 3 mana 3/2. If you played an elemental last turn, deal 3 damage. So the only elemental deck I can see is Priest. Or sorry, Mage. And I don't think this would see playing Mage. I think it's just bad. You'd be better off playing Blaze Collar or one of the other 30 or one of the other like 4 playable elementals. I don't think this one is that great. But at the same time, it could be pretty solid. I'd say if there's a testing a mage deck, it's elemental base. This is gonna see testing in it, and then might stay because it might actually be one of the better elementals. The problem is that there's just not that many good elementals, so it's very hard to rate this, right? Because there's nothing to compare it to. This is kind of like a new style of effect for this besides Blaze Collar, but Blaze Collar is 8, right? Not 3 or 7, whatever. So I think this might see a little bit of play. It just also actually elementals are normally early game, right? Because you have all the tokens early. So maybe this might see a little bit of play. Inconspicuous Rider, Battlecry, cast a secret from your deck. You'd just be playing Mad Scientist. It's just far superior. 1 less mana, but it's a 2/2 that you trade into their 2 drops. This is not great. Kathir? Ritualist? I'm going with it's Kathir. Ritualist. 3 mana 4/4. Pretty good stats. Taunt, Battlecry, add a random 4-cost minion to your opponent. That card's awful. Don't play it. I don't even have to finish reading it. Oh, it's another Amalgadon. Circus Amalgadon, 4 mana 4/5. This has all minion types. In Wild, you'd just be playing the other one. The 3 mana one. I think this one has taunt. I think you'd still be playing the 3 mana one. I think it's better overall. Just because it comes down 1 turn sooner. Well, at the same time, you might be playing both with all the new cards that want to target things of all type, or one of things of Basically, what I think is going to happen is if I go back up to this, you'll be playing Amalgadons, right, in like a pirate deck, and the mech is going to be an Amalgadon, the dragon's going to be an Amalgadon, and you're just going to draw a pirate. So it's going to be like 3 mana, 3 things, but I don't think that this one is going to see play in particular. I think it's better just to play the 3 mana one because they come down earlier. Can this actually hit the same minion? If they trigger separately, it can actually hit the same minion multiple times, if I'm not mistaken. So if this can give an Amalgadon +3 attack, this card's broken. So I don't think it can. I'm going because that would be way too good that it can't. But this might actually see play. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm liking this card. But it's going to be like possibly one of this and then 2 of the cheaper one. Alright, Circus Medic. 4 mana, 3/4. Restore 4 health, corrupt. Deal 4 instead. That's an interesting use of corrupt. That's actually very, very interesting. So this would be a 6 cost. The problem I see is that you'd want... If this was both, right? If it was heal 4 to your hero and then deal 4 damage to something, I think it would be way too good. If it was a choose one as the corrupt, I think it should have been a choose one as a corrupt and bumped it up to a rare personally, but this card's very interesting. I don't think it's good enough to see play, but it's a very interesting effect. Like, see, this is what I like as useless corrupt, where the card completely changes in playstyle if it's corrupted. A lot of these just give it like a buff in stats or whatever. I find they're super lame. And normally, like, yes, they're good, but are good enough that you need it like aim that you're going to be playing it 2 turns later, right? Because you have to wait 1 extra turn to play something that costs more, and then you'd play it. So sure, you can squeeze in a hero power with it, but is that worth it? Is like the minion's base stats good enough where you'd have to play it on curve, And most of the time it's no. So I don't think this corrupt mechanic is worth nearly as much as they're valuing it at. But like this card, it would be at 3 mana, 3/4, deal heal 4. Is a strict upgrade to Earthen Ring Farseer. I think that's his name. So it's like super weird that you like have to bump it up in this. Like, ugh. This is a very hard card to read, I think. Sorry. I don't think this one is necessarily a hard card to rate, but like that effect on something slightly different could have been like super big. Fantastic Firebird, 4 mana, 3/5 Wind Fury. It is an elemental, but I don't think overall it's that great. It's okay. Meh, basically. Alright, Night Vendor. 3 mana, 3/4, deal 4 damage to each hero. That's not great, in my opinion. Yeah, no, that's not great. That's really fucking bad, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that's bad. Derailed Coaster. 5 mana, 3/2. Summon a 1/1 rider with rush for each minion in your hand. Um. I hate cards like this, is what I'm thinking. I hate giving away free information. I think overall this card just costs way too much mana for the effect. But I hate giving away, right? So if this summons nothing, your opponent knows you have nothing, no minions in hand. So he's going to play around all the spells in your fucking class. If it summons, say you have 4 cards in hand, summons 4 things, they're not going to play around any fucking spells. So I hate that fact where you're just removing really big decisions from your opponent, and I don't think that effect is big enough to the point where it's okay, right? The effect is just not good enough to give away that much information to your opponent. So I don't think, at least at a high level, I don't think this is going to see play whatsoever. Felhoof Pearl Tusk. 5 mana, 4/4, rush, gain +4/+4 with Corrupt. So, like, again, a 6 or 7 mana 8/8 is not great. Or a 5 mana 8/8 would be insane, especially with rush. But is a 7 mana 8/8 good? Right? If you can't play anything else with it on 7, is it good? The answer is no. Right? Just play on 7. There's far superior cards to be play. I don't think this card is going to see play, but it's a. I just hate this like gain +4/+4. That's super fucking lame. This corrupt mechanic could have been super fucking spicy, and I find they kept it super fucking basic. I'm not a fan so far. Alright. Optimistic Ogre. 5 mana, 6/7. 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. Or to attack the correct enemy, whatever, same thing. No. There's a whole bunch of other Ogre cards. They were never really played. They're all kind of shit. The only one that saw a little bit of play, at least in Arena, was back in the day. There was a 3 mana 4/4, which was like super high stats for the time. And yeah. I don't think this is C play. Alright, sorry about that. I had to blow my nose again. My nose is more congested than I think it's ever been in my life. Alright, next card. Claw Machine. Claw Machines are fun to play with. Alright, 6 mana, 6/3. Rush, Death Roll, draw a minion, give it +2/+3. That's actually really cool. I can see this possibly even see playing in that like Rush Warrior deck. Right, because you just like rush in, you kill something, you draw another rush minion you can play that gets +2/+3. Like that's fucking good. Right? This might be like the top of the curve as like a one of. I think it's pretty okay. Hey, thanks for the kind words. I'm glad you've been enjoying the content. I try. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I try. Yeah. All right, next card. Silas, we all know how I feel about this card. I fucking love it. I love the deck it's in right now. I think this card is going to see play until, like, kind of forever, until there's a better warrior finisher. And, I just think Silas right now is super fucking, super cool. I like the card a lot. I'm glad I now have a golden one because I bought the battle pass. But after, though, completing a quest today, so I just, like, lost out on, like, 15% XP, so that was kind of a grief, but hey. Alright, Strongman, 7 mana 6/6, corrupt, this costs 0. Okay, when these cards start, when the corrupt cards start costing so much, that's when you really need to start thinking, like, is this card actually good, right? Because 0 mana 6/6 would be in fucking insane. But what decks in Wild survive to the point where you need to play, like, where you'd want to be playing this? Right? What decks survive that long? Priest, Warrior, Warlock. How many of those decks play numerous cards that could actually corrupt this? Warriors, in Deadman's Hand, there's N'Zoth. In all the other ones, there's nothing that can actually corrupt this. In Priest, there's Anduin. And then if you play Anduin, I mean, that's really fucking good. There's a 0 mana 6/6 taunt after you play Anduin is fucking insane. So this might see play in that deck. Also because it refreshes your hero power for free. So that's... I could actually possibly see that in Raza Priest. The problem is that it costs more than 5, so it makes Pollock so much worse. Like, already as it is, you're cutting down on so many very powerful 6 cost cards, 7 cost cards, 9 cost cards from Priest because Pollock is so powerful. I think because of that, you're still going to be playing Pollock and instead of this because it makes your deck more consistent. And then in Warlock, you don't, like, you have Voidlord, you have Dreadlord, you have Gul'dan, N'Zoth, and Mal'Ganis that cost more. Most of the time you're cheating out the 3 demons, and the other guys fill up your board, so this card just becomes useless. So I think for that reason, this card cannot see play. But maybe in a Druid deck. But even then, Druid, like, you don't really play that much 8 cost cards, at least in Wild. So this is a really cool effect, though. Super. If Pollock was not printed, this card would most likely see play in Priest, in my opinion. Because that's still a very powerful effect. You have both of them in hand. You go Raza, kill all the... Or, sorry, Anduin, kill all their big things, and then you summon 12 health worth of taunt. That's pretty fucking good. Alright, Carnival Clown. I fucking hate clowns. That's definitely not going to skew my decision on this card. Definitely not. 9 mana 4/4, taunt, summon 2 copies of this, corrupt, fill your board with... Fuck. Am I going to have to start playing a fucking... Okay, no, the thing is that only 10 cost cards corrupt this. Problem is that 10 cost cards normally end the game. And I don't think you're going to want to play this. If this was slightly cheaper, I could see it, but I don't think this is going to be great. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Oh, whoops. What was I here? I feel like there's one really good card for Arena Lock in this set. At least, I haven't looked at these last 5, but the best card I think for Arena Lock is the legendary spell they got. Just thinking about it, put it this way, this is 3 mana, 9 Void Lords. Which is actually insane. Right? 3 mana, 9 Void Lords. I think it's better in Cube, though, because you do have the opportunity of doing, like, super big swing turns with with cubes, where you go... So if you already had a Dreadlord on the battlefield, you can go... what's her face? I just said her name, like, earlier when I was reviewing this card. You get to go... Umbra, Cube, Faceless, and that's just, like, fucking insane. Yeah, it's just broken. Yeah. Besides that, like, possibly this, but I think instead of this, you'd most likely still just be playing Rin. Because Rin has a equally as powerful effect that just has higher payoff overall. But yeah. Also, I mean, like all these cards, I think just seem weak in it. Besides maybe this, I really like this card. Silencing all minions can be super super powerful. Yeah, I'm very hyped for the new legendary spell. It's arguably, besides maybe Cthulhu, it's the one I'm hoping the most, at least at the moment, to get golden from the golden pack you get if you buy the bundle. But I just really think that this Cthulhu is also game ending. Like, it's such a cool card. Anyways, next card is Cthulhu. So Cthulhu the Shattered. It's a 10 mana 6/6. Start of the game, break into pieces, battle cry, deal 30 damage, randomly split among all enemies. So reviewing a card like this, you also have to be reviewing all the other cards. So there's Eye of Cthulhu, which is the first piece, which is a 5 mana spell that deals 7 damage, randomly split among all enemies. It's really fucking spicy. Heart of Cthulhu is another piece, deals 3 damage to all minions for 5. Also fairly solid. Body of Cthulhu summons a 6/6 Cthulhu's body with taunt for 5. Also pretty good. Maw of Cthulhu, destroy a minion for 5. They're all 5 costs. And yeah, I think this card could be a new really cool finisher for most decks. Just because the cards, so unlike normal, like the old Cthulhu cards, these ones actually affect the board, right? This can possibly wipe your opponent's board against an aggro deck. This definitely wipes the board against an aggro deck. This gives you a wall to like stop the bleeding. And this you can just kill one big minion, right? So I really fucking like this card. I think it might be one of my favorite legendaries in the set, besides maybe Silas and the new book. But this card I think is really fucking good. Like I'm definitely be playing this card in a couple decks. Definitely. Alright, next is Darkmoon Rabbit. It's a 10 mana 1/1 rush, poisonous, also damages the minions next to whomever it attacks. This card is a meme. I'm sorry to say it, but this card is a fucking meme. I don't think it's easy playing the only rush based deck. And I don't think it's going to be seen play in control, because if you draw it in the early game, it's dead until turn 10. And in Wild right now, if you have a card that's dead until turn 10, you're most likely fucked. So I think this card is going to not see that much play. But we'll see. I mean, it could definitely see play. But I don't think so. I think this might see testing, but never actual play. N'Zoth, the God of the Deep. 10 mana 5/7, like old N'Zoth. Again, another resurrect effect, but it's a minion of each type. This is so much worse than old N'Zoth. It's not even funny. So the problem is that all the actual good cards of the different types are very weak when you resurrect them. Right? When you're thinking of really good mages, or really good dragons, right? What comes to mind? Malygos. That is a really good one. Ysera, that is actually a good one to res. Malygos less so, because if they kill it, it does nothing. Ysera at least gets you a card. Then there's like Enforcer, which has a battle cry, not great. There's the 5/3. That one is actually pretty good to res. But then the problem is you get to things like Murlocs, where the best Murloc in the game is a 2/2 that has a battle cry. The best pirate in the game is a 5/4 with a battle cry, or a 1/3 with a battle cry. Or well, whenever you play a minion, deal 1 damage to everything, right? So no real good pirates, no real good Murlocs. Elementals, you do have Ragnaros, that's kind of it though. So say if you're doing Ysera Rag, Demon there are plenty. Demon is like that exception where there are a whole bunch. Totems are kind of exclusive to Shaman, and I don't see you playing this in a Shaman deck. So, what other? Beast? I could not think of a single playable beast in the class, in neutral, off the top of my head. I might be missing some, but for 2 minions, you might as well just be playing Old N'Zoth and resing Death Rattle minions, where like you have Sylvanas that's a really solid minion. You have what's his face? Like half the fucking demons are really solid minions, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I just don't think this N'Zoth is just far weaker than the other one, which is why I don't like it so much. I'd rather get a golden version of the old N'Zoth. Yasharge, the Defiler. 10 out of 10, 10. Add a copy of each corrupt card you've played this game. They cost 0 this turn. Or of each corrupted card you've played this game. Now that might be a reason to play the corrupt cards. If this is your big payoff in a corrupt deck, I like it. It's definitely much more impactful than the old one, but less value overall. But yeah, I fuck with it. I definitely fuck with it. I could see myself playing something with this. I think this might raise the value of some of the corrupt cards, but I don't think it raises like the value of this. Because there's still no really good 10 cost that you'd want to play. Like basically you have to do 10 cost into this, into this, into this. But then you can't play some of the other corrupt cards you got, so I don't think the Clown is still going to see play, but some of the other corrupt cards might see play because of this. Where you have like one really big payoff card at the end to like swing you back into the game with a different win con, but you know, I kind of want to try this. I kind of want to try a corrupt deck. Like all the best corrupt cards in Yasharaj to try and win. Might try that on stream one day. One day. And I rate this card 0 out of 10. I fucking hate it, and I never want to play against this in my life. Yogg-Saron, Master of Fate. It's a 10 out of 7/5. Cast 10 spells this game. Cast the Wheel of Yogg-Saron, which has a whole bunch of different outcomes, and then the problem is that it has the Road of Roasting 5% of the time, which casts Spiral Blast until someone dies, and I fucking hate the fact that there's a 5% chance. Sorry, there's a 2.5% chance. It's any Yogg player, you just lose the game. No matter what, there's a 2.5% chance after he plays this that you lose. Or there's a 2.5% chance that you just win. And I fucking hate cards like this. This is like Knife Juggler on turn 2, back in the day. Knife Juggler on turn 2 back in the day would decide if you won or lost the game. Cards like this just make people upset. And since I know I'm super unlucky, in reality, when I see that this is 5% of the time, I read this as 0.25% of the time I win the game, and the rest of the percent of that 5%, my opponent wins. So I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. I got this as my free legendary from the fucking battle pass, and I am super fucking upset because I am never gonna fucking touch this card in my life. If this card is in a competitive list, I am physically going to remove it because I know I'm going to roll Roasting Rod every single time, and it is going to kill me. The other effects, though, are kind of cool. Cast a random spell for every spell you cast this game, so it's like Old Yogg. Hand of Fate. Fill your hand with random spells that cost 0 this turn. Pretty cool. Fill the board with random minions. They have Rush. Take control of 3 random enemy minions. Destroy all minions, gain their health and attack. Like, these effects, like these, okay, if it didn't have this, and these were equal 20% chance things, I'd fucking love this card. I would play this card. I'd build a deck solely around this card. But fuck, man. The only time I think I'd try this is if I could play this in a deck with fucking Shudderwalk, and then just, like, fucking Shudderwalk this bitch. You know what I'm saying? But I never see myself actually play this card seriously. I think this card is fucking terrible. Like, I do not want to touch this card whatsoever because of this. I actually tried playing this in what is it called? In a dungeon run, and I lost to it, and my friend told me to pick it again, and I lost to it again. Both times my opponent was at sub 10 health, and I was at full health. So, yeah. It just straight up once Pyro Blast me 3 times in the face, so I died. It is the most upsetting card I find to play. In my opinion. And I fucking hate the fact that it's tied into a standard card. Because that just... I have a feeling, by the way, eventually, if this card gets fucking too popular, it might eventually get banned in competitive play. because this effect just does not show who's the best player. It shows who's the luckiest player, and I fucking hate that. Anyways, now that I've hated enough on this card, that's the end of the set review. Overall, I say the set is really good if we ignore the fact that this card is in the set. It's not the most powerful set, I think. It's not nearly as powerful as the last two sets, in my opinion. Or even the last three. But there are some very cool cards that I'm excited to try. I think the most tier 1 likely deck at the end of all this is Secret Mage. Because these two cards are super broken. And this is like a slightly better Eleneth sometimes. I'm excited to try a Control Hunter deck with these. I'm excited to try again Malygos Druid with Solar Eclipse. I might try a Demon Hunter deck. I have not touched the class nearly that much. Secret Mage, OP. A slower Mage deck, possibly, because I think this card is like really spicy and I want to try it out. Elemental Mage, most likely not. Paladin, Pure Paladin might become a thing. This card is going to be insane and Odd. Like, Odd is also going to be insane because of this card. Priest kind of got nothing. That list is, like, already... Actually, no, they got this. Which I think is super good. Super, super good. I don't know if it's a C play, though. It's definitely a C testing. Rogues got a whole lot of nothing, in my opinion. Like, sure, this card is pretty solid. This card is pretty solid. But I just think overall, the cards in this class are weak. Because they're not going to fit in any of the main archetypes. Besides maybe this card is also pretty, like, okay. But, again, I just think Secret Patches is better than it. Shaman, again, kind of got cucked, besides this card, which has, I think, high possibilities if they get more good weapons in the future. I think all the other cards are kind of weak, but I like this card a lot. Like, after going through the set, it's basically what I'm giving, like, recap summaries of. Warlock, this is possibly my favorite card of the set, if Solar Eclipse is not. This card is pretty good, just think it's a worse Rin at the moment. This card doesn't see a lot of testing, I think, in Disco Zoo. All the other cards, though, are kind of meh. This looks super spicy. I'm very excited to try a Rush Warrior deck with Galakron, so I think that's going to be the proper way to play it. This card is a super cool card that I wish the Corrupt mechanic was used more like this in the set. Also like this, where the card completely fucking changes. I hate cards like this, where the card is just fucking the same when you do it fucking corrupted or not. It's still like the same style of card. This card is going to see testing as well. We X this one out. We don't want to ever see that card in play. This card's really cool. This card is also really solid, and I like the other three Old Gods. Besides, this off is like, in my opinion, it goes worst, second worst, third worst, and most likely the best. But yeah, overall, I said this. Oh, and this card also looks really fucking cool. But overall, I like the set. I don't know if it's going to shake up the meta nearly that much, just because I still feel like the best. Oh, and there's the Control Hunter deck with these that looks super cool. And Secret Hunter also looks going to be pretty solid. I don't think the meta's going to be shaken up that much, besides the fact that Secret Mage is going to be tier 1. Malygos Druid, I think, might go up higher in tier 2. I don't think it's going to hit tier 1 with Solar Eclipse. I think that's going to most likely make the deck more consistent with that against the weight. Demon Hunter didn't really get any more cool cards for Odd, but I got some cool cards like outside of that with like more tempo oriented and value oriented shit. So maybe not an Odd deck, but possibly a more like mid-rangey aggro deck. But I don't think it's gonna be that good. It's gonna probably be to like 3-4. Yeah, Paladin's still gonna basically stay between full-on combo Murloc Paladin, where you try to kill your opponent as fast as possible with a really cheap tip to scales on turn 5. And then Odd Pally with Lothrex on. Also this card is going to be 100% played. I think probably 100% played instead of Lich King in Resurrect Priest. Just because, again, it's going to help fill your board up with random shit. I'm sorry, that was really fucking loud in the mic, even though it's in the other fucking side. Yeah, I mean, Odd Paladin is definitely getting... I don't think this card's going to see playing Odd Paladin. Again, I don't think you play, like, what, 3 things to corrupt with this? I see this possibly seeing playing Odd Paladin instead of the thing that gives them +2 health. Because this is just more consistently better. And this card 100% is going to see playing that deck. So... yeah, how long? I've gone on for 2 hours. Jesus Christ. So yeah, if I had to give my opinion, probably the top 2 decks. Whoops. I'm sorry, I'm just dropping everything. Top 2 decks right after rotations would be Odd Paladin and Secret Mage. Because nothing else is gonna be set in stone yet. Like, no lists are gonna be like optimized. So for the first 2 weeks, the decks to climb with are gonna be Odd Paladin and Secret Mage. After that, they're still gonna be tier 1, I think, because they're gonna be really fucking powerful. But Cube is gonna start coming back up with this, and Reno Lock as well. Galakron Warrior. I would like to try it in N'Zoth or Yashiraj Corruption deck. I'm not sure what class it would be best in, but it would be pretty cool. Definitely like a Cthulhu Control Priest, I think could be a thing as well. Not even necessarily Priest, like even like Warlock or Warrior, Shaman. Shaman less so. The Shaman you want to be playing instead like a Reno with Shutterwalk, I think, if you're going to be going slow or big. Oh, I maybe Priest. Maybe even like a slower Paladin list could see play with this, because Paladin does have a lot of value. And yeah, anyways. That card's also great against anti-mill, because it gives you 4 extra cards in your deck. Or 3 extra cards. So yeah. Overall, I rate this set probably like a B. Solid B. Yeah. Do people want to see... do I want to play game? No, I want to head to fucking bed. I'm exhausted. Yeah, it could be good. Kinda. Well, I don't see why you would want to actually play Plot Twist with Cthulhu. You want to be playing the cards as fast as possible. Right? Because once you play all of his parts, then you have him in your hand. Yeah. I think I'm going to call it to the end of the stream. I know this was a weird one, seeing that all I did was review the set. I will be streaming again on the day of release. Possibly slightly earlier, because I do have class the next day. But I'll probably be going till roughly the same time. Anyways, with all that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed the stream, everyone who stuck around. If you guys are not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. It always helps. We're trying to hit 200 subscribers before the end of the year, which I know to a lot of people that doesn't seem like a lot, but it'd be really cool. I mean, my initial goal was to hit like 100 or 50 subscribers by the end of the year, and like we've already tripled that, so it'd be really cool to like quadruple it. And then we could have like even a bigger goal set for next year. Anyways, with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed yourself. If you guys did, you could also like the stream here, which is something you can't do on Twitch, but you know, again, if you wanted me to stream on Twitch, I'll go stream on Twitch. I don't give a fuck. For me, it's just as simple as pressing start stream. So wherever it's more convenient for you guys is where I will stream. So anyways, rep the gang, and I'll see you guys in the next one, where hopefully, on the next one, we get insanely good pulls in the next stream, and in the next video, we're going to probably be playing, well, we're playing Resurrect Priest. Everyone should know that by now, but yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one, right, guys? Peace.